Throughout history, money has been humanity's greatest invention and its greatest curse. From Zimbabwe to Venezuela, from post-war Germany to present-day Lebanon, nations have watched their economies spiral into chaos, not from war or natural disaster, but from a silent, creeping monster, hyperinflation. Why does it happen? Who suffers the most? And how does it completely transform nations in crisis? Today on News Nexus, we dive deep into the fascinating and terrifying world of hyperinflation. Let's start simple. Inflation is when prices rise over time. Your morning coffee might go from $1 to $1.20 over the course of a year. That's normal. But hyperinflation, that's inflation on steroids. It's when prices rise uncontrollably, sometimes doubling or even tripling in just a matter of days. Economists define hyperinflation as a monthly inflation rate of more than 50%. That means the value of your money could be cut in half in just 30 days. Imagine your $10 bill only buying you a pack of gum by next month. That's the power of hyperinflation. Hyperinflation doesn't just happen by accident. It's usually the result of a man-made disaster. The most common recipe includes excessive money printing, political instability, and a collapse of trust in the national currency. It usually starts when a government overspends, undercollects taxes, and covers the shortfall by printing more money. The more money that floods the economy, the less each note is worth. Prices rise, people lose confidence, and the cycle feeds itself, like a financial black hole. Let's go back in time to one of the most infamous examples of hyperinflation, Germany after World War I. The Weimar Republic was buried under massive reparations from the Treaty of Versailles. Instead of raising taxes or cutting expenses, the government simply printed more money. At its peak, prices were doubling every 4 days. Families needed wheelbarrows full of banknotes just to buy a single loaf of bread. In 1918, a loaf cost less than 1 mark. By 1923, the same loaf cost over 200 billion marks. Lifelong savings were wiped out. The middle class was devastated, and the financial chaos paved the way for political extremism, including the rise of Adolf Hitler. Now let's jump forward to the 21st century, to Zimbabwe, a country that became the global poster child for hyperinflation in the 2000s. Between 2007 and 2009, Zimbabwe's inflation rate reached an almost unimaginable 89.7 sextillion%. That's a 1 followed by 23 zeros. At one point, a loaf of bread could cost billions of Zimbabwean dollars in the morning and trillions by nightfall. The government printed a $100 trillion banknote, but by then, people had stopped counting money. They were weighing it. The Zimbabwean dollar became so worthless that citizens turned to US dollars, South African rand, and even bartering just to survive. But hyperinflation isn't just a story from the past. It's happening right now. Venezuela, home to the world's largest proven oil reserves, faced one of the most devastating currency collapses in modern history. Starting in 2016, Venezuela's currency, the bolivar, lost over 99.99% of its value. A cup of coffee that cost 450 bolivars 1 month could cost over $1 million the next. The government tried printing new bills with more zeros, and even slashed zeros from the currency entirely. But the downward spiral continued. Hyperinflation transformed everyday life in Venezuela. People turned to cryptocurrencies, bartering, and US dollars just to survive. But hyperinflation doesn't just destroy numbers on a bank statement, it destroys lives. Savings vanish, pensions become worthless. Basic necessities like food, medicine, and fuel become unaffordable. Crime skyrockets. Families flee their homes. Hyperinflation can turn middle-class citizens into refugees almost overnight. Could hyperinflation strike your country? It's rare, but not impossible. Even advanced economies like the United States or members of the European Union can face inflation risks when governments overspend, political instability takes hold, and public trust in the currency collapses. The biggest lesson from these money wars is simple: trust is everything. A nation's currency is only as valuable as the faith people have in it. When that trust is lost, no amount of printed paper can restore its value. That's why during uncertain times, people often turn to gold, US dollars, or even Bitcoin. These assets are seen as safe havens when local currencies start to falter. As technology evolves and central banks experiment with digital currencies, the question is no longer just about paper money. The real question is, can trust in money survive the next crisis? History tells us it's a battle we will keep fighting. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the world of hyperinflation, the ultimate money war. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more global economic stories, right here on News Nexus. Until next time, stay informed, stay smart.